Bordering a vibrant coastline, enriched with the lush mangroves that protect it, and sustained by life-giving freshwater bodies, the Anawilundawa Sanctuary is counted as one of Sri Lanka's 6 Ramsar wetlands. Here we find a wide variety of plant and animal life, and local communities who rely on the welfare of this ecosystem to survive. This is the balance under which all things thrive. However, this natural harmony requires support. Bridging sea and land, the complex root networks of the mangrove forests uplift not just the trees, but everything else that surrounds it. They protect the coast from natural disasters and absorb carbon dioxide at a higher rate, helping to slow the impact of climate change. These forests serve as the backbone of an intricate web that enables life and growth. Yet, with time, this life began to hang by a thread. Unsustainable shrimp farming and other human activities had taken their toll. The use of harmful chemicals transformed this now abandoned landscape. And until 2019, around 45 hectares of what used to be a vibrant forest stood barren and lifeless. Traditional conservation was not enough. Restoration was needed, and it could not be done alone. So the Department of Wildlife, the Forest Department and the Ministry of Environment joined forces with the Wildlife and Nature Protection Society of Sri Lanka. With a strong track record of driving research and conservation for over 129 years across the island, the Society was perfectly positioned to harness the precision of science, the passion of people, and the power of collaboration.
Science has been the very fabric of all activity of the WNPS over the last few years. So when the DWC, the Department of Wildlife Conservation, invited us to participate in this benchmark project for the natural regeneration of mangroves, it was clearly a step in the direction that we wanted to be. An interesting aspect of this project is that the science also flows in to enhancing sustainably the livelihoods of communities living in and around the project area, so that they themselves would, in the long term, protect these sensitive habitats.
Unfortunately, there was no hard and fast method to bring back these vital ecosystems.
So the role played by WNPS is quite remarkable. They were the catalyst to make sure that all the partners worked with Department of Wildlife Conservation by bringing in stakeholders like academia, private sector and youth. And by doing that as an NGO, that they also showcased the success depends on stakeholder participation. Most importantly, they indicated why these sites should be done with the right science. These are science-based decisions, and WNPS made it very clear that restoration should be science-driven.
And so a new paradigm of restoration was born. Under the technical support of the Wayamba University, life-giving water was channeled back into dry, parched land. Life began to spring up. Yet, there were still challenges in store. Much research, innovation and testing was required before the right process could be defined. And no one knew for certain how long this would take. Obtaining funding would be challenging, and without it, the project could not go on. The WNPS stepped in once again to bring about a positive change, urging the private sector to move from traditional one-time investments to long-term partnerships. This was a true coalition for conservation. The society brought together a veritable force of diverse people and organizations, transforming this deserted habitat into a hive of research and activity. A dedicated research officer was placed at the location. On-site nurseries were set up, experiments were conducted, and natural processes were simulated, all under the expertise of the technical team. A map detailing the area's topography was developed using the expertise of the Sri Lanka Navy. Canals now could be constructed efficiently to get the maximum possible results. Research labs were built on the premises. Cutting-edge equipment was obtained with the combined support of the state, the private sector, and non-governmental entities. Continuous dialogue was maintained with scientists and experts, both locally and globally. And through it all, the support of the community shone through.
පරිසර සංරක්ෂණය කරන්නේ අපි මේ සමස්ත මානවයා වෙනුවෙන්. එහිදී අපිට මානවයා වෙන් කරලා වෙනම සංරක්ෂණය කරන්න බෑ. මේ තියෙන වටිනාකම සහ ඒ තියෙන ප්‍රතිලාභ ප්‍රයෝජන පිළිබඳව මානවයා දැනුවත් කිරීම අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම සිද්ධ වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහිදී අපි මානවයා දැනුවත් කරලා අවට ප්‍රජාව දැනුවත් කරලා එයාලට මේ තියෙන වටිනාකම ගැන පිළිබඳ අවබෝධ කරලා දීලා එයාලගේ දායකත්වය මේ සඳහා ලබා ගන්න. අපිට මුලින් යම් විරෝධතා පැමිණියත් පසුව මේ තියෙන වටිනාකම පිළිබඳ එයාලගේ අවබෝධය ලබා ගත්තයින් පස්සේ එයාලගේ උපරිම දායකත්වය අපිට ලබා දුන්නා. දැන් ඇත්තටම ගමත් අපිත් දෙගොල්ලෝ පවුලක් විදියට අත්වැල් බැඳගෙන අපේ සංරක්ෂණ ක්‍රියාවලියට දායක වෙලා මේ වැඩපිළිවෙල ඉදිරියට පවත්වාගෙන යනවා.
Today, signs of life have returned to a once desolate land, and there is hope for the future. Species studies are displaying positive results, and habitats are gradually being restored. The youth are being groomed to take up the mantle and move forward. The work that has been done in the past is designed to be sustained in the years to come.
අපේ දැන් ගමේ ඉන්නවා විශාල පවුල් සංඛ්‍යාවක් මේ කලපෙන් යපෙන. එතකොට මේ කඩලාන පද්ධතිය කළු පාසිත තියෙනවා දැන් විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඔකෙදී ගමේ ඉන්න දීවරයන්ට සෑහෙන රුගුලක් එනවා මේ කඩලාන පද්ධතිය නිසා මේකේ ඉස්සෝ බෝ වෙනවා මාළු කපුලෝ මේ වර්ග බෝ වෙනවා මේ කඩලාන පද්ධතිය. එතකොට ගමේ ඉන්න විශාල දීවර සංඛ්‍යාවක් මේකෙන් ජීවත් වෙනවා. ඉතින් එතකොට මේ පද්ධතිය හොඳට රැකගත්තොත් මේ දීවර කර්මාන්තය කරන සියලු දෙනාට මේකේ විශාල වාසියක් ලැබෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා මම නම් විශ්වාස කරනවා මේ කඩලාන පද්ධතිය අපි තවදුරටත් ආරක්ෂා කරලා අපිත් මේකට සහාය දෙන්න මේ කඩලාන පද්ධතිය වැඩි දියුණු කිරීමට.
Yet, the journey is not complete. 12 plots spanning 25.29 hectares are yet to commence restoration. Plans for the construction of 2 wetlands within the restored mangrove area are being developed.
The project by itself is a long-term one, and results are just about manifesting themselves after 3 years. And I commend the sponsors and the partners and stakeholders for coming or joining us in the long term, because projects like this are really long-term projects where results take quite some time to manifest themselves.
We know there's so much more to be done. But we also know that as long as we work together, we can achieve anything. Nature believes in supporting our future. Let's join forces and return the favor by supporting what supports us.